Good day, friends. Our video T-34, Why Tankers Didn't Like This Tank, sparked a storm of emotions and discussions from you. If you haven't seen that video yet, we recommend watching it. The link is in the description. Today we decided to tell you about a heroic battle that took place in the winter of 1944, where the crew of a T-34 tank, commanded by Alexander Fadin, destroyed a German aircraft with a single cannon shot. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Here's how it happened. The command gave Fadin the task of holding the approaches to a village against German infantry. Since his tank was the only one still operational, he had to complete the mission alone. On the way to the village, the recent rain had turned the road into a swampy mess, difficult even for a tank to pass. To avoid getting stuck, they decided to move in reverse gear. Only by evening did the tank reach its position, where Soviet infantry was waiting. After a brief rest, the order to attack was given. Almost immediately, hidden German bunkers opened fire on the infantry and the tank. Bullets rattled against the tank's turret, but in turn, it kept destroying enemy machine gun nests one after another. By the end of the battle, all 16 German firing points had been eliminated. Night fell, and on the horizon the crew noticed a column of vehicles, which as they approached turned out to be German. They moved without headlights, since in darkness the greatest fear was to get stuck in the mud. It was decided to open fire. The first shell destroyed the lead vehicle, the second, the one at the rear. The remaining trapped German convoy was wiped out by cannon and machine gun fire. Half an hour later, a German aircraft was spotted over the road with the destroyed vehicles. Flying low, just above the telegraph poles, it turned out to be a Caproni transport aircraft of Italian manufacture. The plane dropped a large crate, most likely provisions, turned around, and began another approach. The Caproni flew strictly along the telegraph line. The distance between poles was standard, usually 50 meters. Knowing this interval, Lieutenant Alexander Fadin estimated the distance, calculated the aircraft's speed, took aim, fired, and for the first time in World War II, a plane was shot down by a tank cannon. The shell hit the engine directly. The Caproni broke apart in the air and crashed to the ground. After that, the lone tank defending the village of Doshikovka had only 3 shells left, 1 armor-piercing, 1 subcaliber, and 1 high-explosive, plus a few drum magazines of machine gun rounds. Barely enough to repel a single platoon of infantry, and the radio remained silent. No reinforcements had arrived, and the Germans decided on a frontal assault. Covered by 100 infantrymen, a heavy Tiger tank moved into the attack. This was a serious opponent. The T-34s could penetrate the Tiger's frontal armor only at short range. Fadin's tank was hidden behind the wall of a house, positioned side-on. He made a split-second decision and told his driver, Pyotr Doroshenko, Petya, start the engine and keep it running. We'll let the Tiger come closer, rush out from behind the house, and at the count of 4 without waiting for my order, reverse immediately. That's exactly what they did. Bursting from cover, Fadin fired an armor-piercing shell straight into the Tiger's front, while the driver instantly threw the tank into reverse and backed into cover. It all took just seconds. The chance of success firing on the move at a Tiger's frontal armor was minimal, yet the Tiger ignited and exploded. Moments later, their last high-explosive shell was fired at the German infantry, leaving only a single subcaliber round in the tank. The heat of battle and a series of victories made Fadin overconfident. When a Ferdinand self-propelled gun appeared, he decided to duel it, a fatal mistake. The German monster's armor was far too thick. Fadin didn't get the first shot. The Ferdinand fired first. The loader Fetisov was killed, and driver Doroshenko was gravely wounded. Fadin pulled his comrade from the hatch, hoisted him onto his shoulders, and carried him to safety. As they withdrew from their desperate stand, they finally saw reinforcements, Soviet artillerymen and infantry. Help had arrived, just in time. The crew of this lone tank, the only one defending the village, in just half a day destroyed 18 machine gun nests, 2 mortars with crews, a convoy of 11 vehicles and armored carriers, 2 Panzer IV tanks, a heavy Tiger, and most incredibly, a transport aircraft. For this battle, Alexander Fadin's crew was nominated for government awards, and Fadin himself for the title Hero of the Soviet Union. However, due to paperwork issues, the nomination did not go through. Instead, he received the Order of Alexander Nevsky. His star as a hero found him only much later. In 1996, Alexander Mikhailovich Fadin was posthumously awarded the title Hero of the Russian Federation. Thank you all for watching. If you found this story interesting, subscribe to the channel, click the bell, and give the video a like.